right.
All right, as mentioned, here's some things that have worked, things that haven't worked. First thing, this cloth bra I made. It's actually a tarp, and fastened it with these bungees. Made these connections here. Got them at a plumbing or a wiring store, and this has really helped on the front end of the RV. That's been a real lifesaver. That's a thing that's actually happened and worked real well. As we walk around here, another thing that's worked real well is I got these tires called, I think they're called Carlisle's right here. And I don't know if you can see the tread on them, but these tires I put on new when I left, and they've held up real well so far. There's no wear marks on them. And the reason I bring that up is because the last set of tires I had on here, after 2,000 miles, were already showing burn marks, were burning up. Now they were cheap old Walmart tires, and I got one here. I brought it along as a might have to use spare, but you can see on the inside how it's already worn back. See? In fact, right here, it's worn even more. Let me put my fingers out right there. So these Walmart tires have not been the great of tires. They burned up real fast. So the Carlisles were a good buy, and they were only a little bit more, and they're holding up really well on this trip. Another thing that's happened is, I don't know why, but something's shifting inside and causing this to bubble out. Let's see, right there. So I don't know what's happening with the frame or something on the inside. This has an aluminum frame in it. Something has bubbled up. Maybe the frame underneath it has flexed a little bit because of the bouncing around. I'm not real sure. Right here, these bolts at the bottom, these started backing out, and had to put all these back in. They were backed out a whole inch. Some of these screws on the side here that hold this this fender well in place, this plastic fender well. Okay, that's been a problem. I mean, those have been backing out. On the hot water heater, I had a staying lit problem. Had to readjust this piece right here. This is the only adjustment for the flame that you have. And apparently it's getting too much oxygen. However, I did YouTube it, and there could be an obstruction in there. Apparently spiders like to build webs in there, and the spider webs actually interfere with the propane, because it's not lit till it comes out the other end. So I haven't got a chance to clean it out. I just readjusted it, and I'm gonna have to spend some time with that. Probably my biggest issue I've had so far is, let me walk around the other side of the truck, is where the electrical hooks up from the RV to the truck. What's happened with that is I came back here one evening and I saw it was dangling, and I had no taillights. So let me explain to you what happened. The trailer hitch caught, I had a ball on here, and the ball had caught on here when I made a corner and pulled this out, and it ruined this piece right here. All right, so I had to replace that. And I took it all apart, and it's a plug and play. It comes apart real easy and snaps together, and since there's no rust in this truck, it's not a big deal. However, and I'm going to take this apart. You're going to say, well, Dave, how come we got these bungees on here? Well, it's because this thing is still falling off. Reason being is right here. It's where it's drug on the road, and right there, I don't know if you can see it or not, it has worn off. Right there. That is not supposed to be that way. That should be flat. And consequently, it got a bunch of dirt in here, and the voltage, I had a voltage drop on my turn signal on the passenger side, and the light was real weak. So when I cleaned this thing out, all of a sudden my voltage started working again. But it's not going to be a long-term fix. I'm actually going to have to replace this thing. This is probably 20 years old. It's not too bad. There's a junction box that it all wires into. It makes it pretty easy. But this is my problem with my voltage drop, is going to be this. I cleaned out with battery cleaner. I took an emery board from a nail file and stretched and scraped it out. and it worked really good, but I got a feeling it's going to probably, something bad's going to happen again with it. So those are the follies and the successes that we've had so far. I'm sure there's more. I just kind of forgot them. These are the ones that are kind of got my attention at the moment that I'm dealing with. So I'll put this back in, and then I'll get the bungee cord, and that'll hold everything together just in case there's a problem. So that's our issues so far on this trip. Listen, if that's the only thing that goes bad, I'll take it, because it could be a lot worse than this. But these RVs are certainly a work in progress, and if you don't bring along tools, you're crazy. So this is Dave, and this is what's happening so far on a trip to Alaska. Later.